oh, sign up, we can do some together. It'll be great, it'll be great. And I was like, excuse me, I need to sign up for these races. Well, it had just started getting hot and I realized I only had less than 6 weeks to complete 4 50K races.
Hi y'all, welcome back to Biz Vibe. I'm Amy and Camille. Lately, with all the races being canceled, virtual racing is all the rage. My mom and one of her friends ended up tackling 4 50Ks in 1 month. Though I'm not quite ready to tackle that kind of race schedule, I was fortunate enough to crew, support, and document the whole thing. At this point, they are expert virtual racers, so I'm gonna let them do the talking and the advice giving.
I ran my first one alone here in Houston. I started at 3 a.m. I ran completely by myself. I, of course, didn't fuel correctly. I drank a lot of Tailwind and water, so that was that. It was fine. I talked my friend into doing the next one with me, and we started at 3 a.m. here in our neighborhood, gutted it out. It was bad, it was hard. We walked a lot, but we did it, so that's great. I had an overnight in Tucson, and I have this great idea. Hey, I have 18 hours there. I'll just run one of my 50Ks in the middle of a work trip. It'll be great. It'll be great. And if we have to start a little later when the sun's starting to set, that'll be fine. We'll just, it's great.
We should leave something special. Let it talk.
It's our time.
As long as my name is on their lips. Call me mysterious.
It's under 5 miles in. It's very warm today. Luckily we have some cloud cover, but we're still going through our water pretty quick. So we are currently reassessing, 1, what the temperature is, 2, what it's gonna be in a couple hours. Mom has 21 hours to finish this 50K. So we're trying to be strategic with making the most out of it so that she can still be a functional human when she goes back to work tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Just to plain finish it, because running on this side of the highway on the asphalt, black, not good for me. Yeah, that turned out to be a bit problematic. We started at 2 p.m. and it was sunny. Most of the time there were some clouds, but the blacktop was like running on the surface of the sun. I think the temperature has probably exceeded 105, and I do recall looking at my phone at about 7 o'clock p.m. thinking, wow, it feels really pretty nice, and it was 99 degrees.
This is a lot of water, but I want you to have this.
Yeah, I need it. I'm gonna take these off. 99, so.
Isn't this the nicest 99?
Yeah, it totally.
It's a different 99 than the sun.
I was family golf, mile out and mile back, so that was 20 miles. Fast was that? That was 9, yeah. So there was that. I struggled tremendously such that I had to go to bed and wake up the next morning and finish the last 6.5 before I went to work, because it was not happening. My body said, no ma'am.
23. And by we, I mean she is. I'm starting mile something. I don't know. I'm just here for support. Only 8.2 left.
I think I'm just gonna sit on the ground for a second.
Okay.
How far is that? How far is that rock?
We might have to get up at 3:30.
You don't have to get up. I can just walk around the street. Put the headlamp on and watch out for snakes. Oh my goodness. I'll feel better in the morning. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I just couldn't go, and I was very lightheaded, and probably a combination of heat, dehydration, not feeling enough, not enough rest, working a 10-hour day before I did it. Just lots of things that you probably, you think about after the fact, but when you go, this is a great idea. This will be so fun. Yay! Let's do it in Tucson. Not a great idea.
Woo, we're done. She did it.
When I was in Tucson, one of the other reasons I did it was with my job and just with my life, I like to set world records. You might call them a PR, but for me, a PR is your fastest time in a specific race. My world records are doing something I've never done before, and because it's never been done in this universe by me specifically, it is a world record, technically. Guinness, I didn't call them because I'm not going to bother them with it, but it is a world record. And one world record that I've often thought of in my 28 years of flying and however 20 years of running, thought it would be really cool to be able to run a marathon on an overnight. So that would be really neat. But the way it works, it just hadn't happened. So I thought, wait a minute, I'm going to do this 50K in Tucson. So that's going to be a world record. And indeed, I set a world record by running 31 miles on my overnight. I also set another world record running 31 miles in brand new, straight out of the box Hokas. And I had zero problems, zero. My feet were they were the least of my problems. And I think that I also topped my total mileage while on a 3-day trip on the road, 31 miles. I think I topped that world record too, so I set 3 world records. And it's just really fun to set a world record because it's something you haven't done before. If you wake up in the morning and you do something you have never done in this lifetime, you personally have never done in this lifetime, you're always going to remember that day. So that's what world records for me are about. No matter how miserable you were, it's going to be a funny story tomorrow. And if it's not funny, it's going to be a story of an adventure. And that's what I'm all about. That's what life's all about. I got to run with my friend Denise, and it was fantastic. You know what happens on the run stays on the run. What you talk about on the run stays on the run. This whole marathoning turned ultra marathoning, completely, she is about 90% responsible for that. It's all her fault.
We don't decide whether to run or not to run based on a forecast.
No.
Because they're too unreliable. We wait and just see how things play out.
Nor do we've been running together for 20 years marathoning long distance, and we don't, like, sickness, yes, but like periods, cramps, that's just ridiculous. Pregnancy, she ran a marathon pregnant, I did not.
And we don't complain. Like, we might briefly say, I've got a migraine headache this morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
And so what happened with your hand?
It was a little on-the-job injury at work. I had a passenger pass out and smash it like that.
She saved a man's life.
1/2 of a second, not a full second. I was like, oh no, ouch, my hand hurts, crap, my run this weekend. And then immediately my brain went to Denise ran with a broken arm, trained for what, how long did you have a cast on? 3 months maybe? Something like that. A lot of months. She had a lot of weeks.
3 years.
3 years she trained. Some things that we did that turned out to be a lot of fun. We set up this oasis in the yard. We had an easy up and we had 2 baby pools that you can purchase at the Walmart for $5.88. And then my sweet Sherpa / husband went and put 80 pounds of ice into each baby pool. So we live actually on an island, and it's like a near 2-mile loop, and there's streets we can go down, but so basically every 2 miles, if we chose, we could waller in the ice, and waller we did. And then we kept talking about how we were going to take our shoes off and sit in our lawn chairs and put our feet in the ice when we finished. Just do fun things. Think of stupid crap that you can do, and also call friends. We always have drop-in runners. Denise's husband Tom, he likes to start the virtual with us. He'll run maybe a 10K with us. He's a part of the conversation. He kind of adds to it, and then it's just you and your running friend. And then, hey, Vivian dropped in for a while, and she added some stories and some fun. You don't even remember. I mean, those miles were just a conversation.
Last night I went to get my bib because this is a virtual race.
Serious?
And it said number 3. And this is our last one. So I went to the Double Dragon, which we thought was number 3, and it said number 4. So I was like, oh my gosh, I did these out of order, and Jackie did too.
Well, I got up and saw, I was like, well, dang. See, they have numbers, so it's pretty self-explanatory. But somehow I did the very same thing, and I did the Double Dragon last week. For me to do things out of order, that happens every day. But the fact that Denise did it, that's something. And Tom did it too.
Tom did it out.
We all did it out of order. We ran into neighbors. We stopped and chatted. We didn't even stop our watches. We stood there for 10 minutes and talked about sourdough bread, and I have a starter, so I brought, on one of our runs, I brought Denise's husband came up. I gave him a sourdough starter. I gave him instruction on tending to it and the recipe for sourdough bread. Yeah, first one we just stopped for any reason. We sat down in the Oasis. We had two Oasis, one at her house, one at my house. So we stopped. I mean, it was ridiculous. It really was, and we knew it going into it, but we didn't care. And that's the joy of virtual racing. It don't matter. Just get it done. And one other thing, you know, since this isn't a serious race, I mean, it could be for you, and go you, try to win your age category. You do it if that's what you want to do. That wasn't what I was going after.
Why are you doing this summer series?
For the buckle. What about you?
Husband Tom was supposed to race the Leadville 100 mountain bike race in August, and I wanted a belt buckle before him. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I want the first buckle in the family.
O mais importante de tudo não é só $1 milhão. É a fivela de ouro.
I don't want to eat my chips in the rain, so I'm going to stand here and eat them. So as far as fueling, I ate crap. I didn't really worry about it. I'm not really good at fueling anyway. I do drink Tailwind and water, and I take salt pills, which you definitely have to do in this type of heat. But I ate a whole sleeve of Pringles on one race. Another race, we had these other potato chips, same thing, but they were thick and salty. Those were delicious. Ate some hot tamales. Ate some these weird cookie graham cracker things that like gas station crackers. Denise had those. They're pretty good though, actually. I think they're like 79 cents at the gas station, so I think they're not exactly organic or vegan, but they were good. Look at that. That's food for one person. If you're doing a race that has to be done by, a virtual race that say has to be done by, let's call it like August 1st.
At midnight.
Or maybe you're doing a series of say 4 50Ks that have to be done by August 1st. Probably don't wait till August 1st to do them, especially the last one.
That's a 50K.
Wait, it's August 1st today.
Oh my, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my heavens.
Well, okay, that we just did something we're not supposed to do. Huh. Anyway, just get it done. Just go get it done.
Walk out the front door.
Yep. You can just kind of do whatever you want. And like if you have to stop, as I did because I got exhausted and overheated, you stop. You go to bed. You don't stress over it because who cares? It's your race. Virtual racing is all about you. So go out there, have fun, eat junk if you feel like it. You can test out new things. You can see how far you can run in 99 degrees. It's your canvas to just try out whatever you want because it is a real virtual race. However, it's not like you spent money traveling to Leadville and you got to pay for a place and you know it's all about that. It's just all about having fun. It's about getting out the door, and whatever it takes to get you out the door, go have fun and do it.